This is Where You Live with Gene and Tony. We're broadcasting from the Concierge Landscape Studios. We're brought to you by Extreme Exteriors and American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency. Now it's time for a message from the Minnesota Multi-Housing Association. This MHA Minute is brought to you by Pest Control Services. When you need an exterminator, you need somebody reliable and effective. Call Greg Keener at Pest Control Services, 952-894-9748. Pest Control Services is a proud member of Angie's List and a member of the Minnesota Multi-Housing Association. Pest Control Services, 952-894-9748. And tell Greg that Gene and Tony sent you.
If you're renting out a property for the first time, there's a lot you need to know so that you can do it successfully and, frankly, keep yourself out of trouble. Luckily, there's a statewide resource with all the tools you need to run your new business successfully. In fact, the Minnesota Multi-Housing Association regularly holds a seminar called Accidental Landlord, specifically designed for people who are renting out a property for the first time. They also have residential leases, security deposit agreements, a lead disclosure, and lots of other forms. They even have brochures on the principles of successful property management and the eviction process that you can download for free. So if you want to know more about the Accidental Landlord Seminar or other classes about owning, managing, or maintaining anything from a single unit to a growing apartment portfolio, visit the Minnesota Multi-Housing Association's website, mmha.com. That's two M's, mmha.com.
What are we going to talk about now, Gene, in our last segment?
Well, there was a mortgagee letter that has been circulating, and as you know, those kinds of things change all the time with a little bit of additional information that it asks for or a statement that is made.
Well, and this is from the FHA. We should say that.
And
they issued this letter to, and mortgagee means the lenders.
That's right. You
banks.
have mortgagee and mortgagor.
And it's hard to keep track of
the
those.
mortgagor. The or is the person who gives the mortgage. You own the property.
But that's what's confusing.
Give someone the right to mortgage or to
use it as collateral. Isn't that it? So if you're the
used.
borrower, you're the mortgagor. If you're the lender, you're the mortgagee.
That's correct.
All right. So this is an FHA letter to mortgagees.
Yeah. And I mean, we've been talking until the cows have come home about all of the changes that FHA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac have been making when it comes to allowing people to be able to take out a loan and mortgage property, to be able to own property. Most everybody, it's the case for, 99% or better of everybody who buys property. They're taking out a mortgage, a promise to pay over a period of time, whether that's 10, 20, 30 years. And so with that, there's always, people have always used the term, what is it? The person who has, what's the word I'm looking for? It's the golden rule. There you go. Have you heard it?
Got it.
The golden rule is whoever has the gold makes all the rules. That's what I was looking for.
So the mortgagee typically has all the gold, or the FHA has all the gold. They get to make the rules.
And it's true. I mean, if you're going to borrow, if you're going to ask someone to loan money to you for a period of time, guess what? You've got to be willing to jump through a few of their hoops because it's their money, it's not yours, and so you can't be that demanding.
But the FHA steps in as the rule maker here because they are insuring part of that loan. Is that how it works? So they get to make some rules too.
Yes, they do because they're going to have some. They would potentially have some skin in the game, and they want to diminish their liability. All of that is understood.
Okay,
but with what has happened ever since the real estate bubble has popped, it's like a shell game. Things are happening so quick you don't know.
No kidding.
Which cup has got the shell. I mean, it just keeps going back and forth.
Yeah.
And that is the part that is kind of disconcerting. And here is something that we are starting to notice in some mortgagee letters, okay? And that you tell me what you think about this. There is a mortgagee letter that's now starting to be circulated that says, at this time, condominium and homeowner association fees are not required escrow items for FHA insured single-family mortgages. Therefore, payment of these fees as they become due is the mortgagor's responsibility.
Okay, that's the way it has been. And what they mean is when you get a loan, every month you have to save taxes and save insurance. That money is escrowed. It's part of your monthly payment, correct?
Yes.
It's escrowed so that when the taxes are due, the taxes can be paid. When the insurance is due, the insurance can be paid.
That's right, because when someone is loaning the money, they're saying this is such a big ticket item.
And these are such important issues.
We need that people that have the ability to foreclose, like the city, for non-payment of taxes, of property taxes, we want to make sure that money is escrowed.
That's right.
So most people pay not only money enough to pay off their mortgage over a 20, 30-year period.
Principal and interest, right.
They're also paying for taxes and insurance, because insurance is also another big piece.
That's right.
If there were a fire and you weren't insured, everybody loses out.
The bank, FHA, everyone has lost the collateral. Now, has been confusing to people historically that homeowner association monthly assessment are not part of your monthly mortgage payment. They are not escrowed, and many, many new owners are confused by that. They just assume those HOA assessments are being paid in their monthly payment to the bank, but they are not being paid. So this statement just reiterates that.
So the statement is reiterating the fact that if you buy into a homeowners association, you are responsible for making those payments separately.
That's right.
But here's the part that I found interesting, and that is the phrase, at this time. And it begs the question, do you think that because of the irresponsibility that has been shown over the last few years, do you think we're going to get to a new era where homeowner association dues are going to be required by a lender to be put in escrow and pulled aside each and every...
Think about the consequences when assessments aren't paid. Mm-hmm. I can see this happening very easily, and I don't have any strong objection to it, actually. The homeowners associations need this to happen because they need a stronger guarantee that their income is going to come in every year so they can meet their budget, right? Yeah. The homeowners association. If an owner fails to pay their association assessments, the homeowners association can foreclose on the property. That then impacts the lender and impacts FHA, doesn't it?
So you're thinking that at first blush, this sounds good. It sounds like it could be worthwhile.
And I swear, 90% of new owners in homeowners association think that's happening anyway.
Yeah, no, that would be a great question to throw out to our listeners. We'd like to know what you think about this. Do you think it would be a good thing, yes or no, to have a mortgagee, a lender, to require that the monthly assessment with your homeowner association fees be collected by them and paid by them to ensure that it gets done?
Call our hotline, 952-224-2668.
And tell us what you think either way. If you want to be on the show to argue anything strongly for or again, we would be happy to have you on the show. I think it is. I think it is interesting. There's a part of me. There is the person who enjoys their liberty and freedom. that says, you know what, I prefer to take care of that and take care of and pay for those things myself.
Sure.
Nowadays you get people that are used to being asked to have everything automatically debited from the account.
Yeah.
Your mortgage, they'll do it for that.
Everyone's happy to take money out of your bank account to pay your bills. Yeah.
But there are a number of people, and I'm one of those, that like to say, you know what? Yeah. I know that would be nice, and you don't have to think about it, and it's not that you don't have the money, but I want to be able to have the say when that money leaves.
I understand that, and I do not have most of my bills automatically debited for that same reason. Especially, but we've mentioned many times that a homeowners association is like a level of governance over a neighborhood because they're paying expenses for everybody in the association. They're paying your water bill, your sewer bill, your trash hauling bill, your lawn care. I think that falls more closely in the category of property taxes that are escrowed than it does individual.
Well, a good case could be made that the reason that you escrow for property taxes because the city can foreclose. It would stand to reason that you would set aside, maybe ask for a 3-4 months escrow ahead of time, and then they're paying monthly so that they always have the amount to pay for the association because they have the ability to foreclose.
That's right.
I can see that reasoning.
Yeah.
What would be interesting then, if that did take place, if we had that new paradigm, what would be the responsibility of the mortgage company then in responding to the association? We know that they don't a lot of times until the property finally sells and is someone else's hand. That's when they want to settle up with the association. So would there be different laws in place requiring them to keep paying and paying all along?
Yeah, I don't know. But they've obviously worked something out for insurance payments and for property tax payments in that way. I don't know the details.
I think that this opens up a can of worms with a whole bunch of questions.
I'm sure it
that
does.
haven't even been begun to be asked.
There's always unintended consequences.
And I would like to consider those in a future show. But hey, that's all the time we have. Have a great rest of your Saturday. We look forward to you next Saturday here on Where You Live with Gene and Tony.